Welcome to e-commerce eBay edition lesson 4 product method 2. So bear with me, this is acting a little wonky, but I am definitely going to try my best. Hopefully everyone can hear me just fine over my air conditioner and my fan. It is a hot summer day here in New York. So let's get started on this method 2. This method is something that you can do free versus the jungle search. I am going to show after this video another video where I'm actually doing the manual and free version to kind of show you guys a little insight on how to find these products without having to use jungle search. But I am going to definitely include it because I feel that is a great tool, and I myself do use jungle search because I have moved most all my stuff onto being automated and just kind of adding it really fast. I don't really spend much time on this anymore because I have gotten to that point. So, researching winning products. This is actually method 2, but it does say method 1. I do apologize. But okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be searching for Amazon's best sellers. This is a very important process when you're doing it for free instead of using all of the paid products and tools, because Amazon best sellers is something easy to find, something you can rely on. Amazon is very good about all the stuff that they do sell. Their stuff is normally very well made. They don't really have many issues, so it's definitely something to look into, and they do the best when it comes to rating what sellers are the best. Okay, so these products are products that are already making people a big profit, therefore we're going to transition them into our own profits. We're going to take their niche, their products, whatever it is that we need to, and make it our own and produce it onto eBay by drop shipping from them, which will in turn still give them the sales. So no one's really losing out. They're getting sales, we're making money and getting sales. Everyone wins. So definitely don't feel a little bit like you're doing something wrong. I did have a couple people come to me when I was teaching this manually versus having a presentation and a training site for this, that were feeling like they were almost stealing from these people. Keep in mind, we're drop shipping, so we're buying the products from them to then turn around and sell ourselves. So when we make our sale and we're selling their product and making that profit, we're actually turning around and purchasing the product right from them, so no one is actually losing money. So by looking into what the sellers are selling aside from the products that are listed on bestsellers, it really helps to see both how they're presenting it, what they're doing, how they're grabbing the seller's eyes, and seeing if there's anything else that has potential for high sales. It's safe to assume that succeeding with that product, chances are they're having other products within that niche they also have potential. So basically, normally when you see a bestseller, they have multiple items that are selling really well or that they're seeing the profit margins from, which is why we're going to look a little deeper into this. Okay, so step 1, you're going to want to go on Google.com. Google is our best free tool that we can use. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, really, out of all things, Google? Yes, Google is the best when it comes to product researching like this, especially when you're doing it for free. So this works best from a computer or laptop, guys. Try to avoid using a phone if you can. If that's all you have, it may take a little more digging. But once you get into your Google, you're going to want to search Amazon bestsellers in the search bar. Do not go to Amazon themselves because they have a different way of ranking things, and we want to find the absolute best sellers. So once you get to that point, you're going to see all these different products, you're going to see all these different people that are selling, and you're going to want to go to the left-hand side and select any category you'd like. For example, we're going to use baby in this and in our video where I show you how to do all this manually. So you're going to want to use something that you're familiar with. Definitely don't go into a category that you're like, I know nothing about this, because you are starting out, so you do want to try and figure out something. If you don't know anything about, for example, if you don't have children, never took care of a child, probably baby isn't going to be good because you're not going to know what products you feel actually are going to meet your criteria. You're going to just be like, oh, that's cool. So try and stick to something at first that you know. After doing that, you're going to select a subcategory. This is so important. If you do not choose a subcategory, you're not going to make money because all the products you're going to see in that first page are going to be high-end brands and companies that you cannot compete with. And we're not looking to compete, we're looking to make money. That is what we are all about today. That's what e-commerce is about, especially when you're doing it through eBay. It's all about the money. Doesn't make nothing else matters. So you're not going to want to have to compete with them. When you use Baby, the first thing you're going to see is things like Huggies and, you know, the Honest brand and all these specialty stuff. That's why we need to choose a subcategory. Okay, so step 2, once you've selected your subcategory, such as safety is a good one, you'll need to click on one of the best sellers and then the seller's name. So you're going to pick whatever product stands out to you most, that looks good, that presents well. Then you're going to go to that product. If you use that product, great. If you don't, you know, it's not a big deal because we're going to be searching a little deeper. So you're going to actually click on the seller's name, and then you're going to repeat this for all of your products until you have your list formed. But when you click on the seller's name, it's going to bring you kind of to their storefront. It's going to show all the products they're selling, what's selling best for them, how they're presenting it, and everything like that. So you're really going to be able to get a feel of how they're doing their stuff and what is working best. And if it was just a random thing that they had a bestseller, or if they as a whole have a list of bestsellers. So in this, you can utilize Jungle Scout to analyze, see which products have met your criteria, which we talked about in the last video with our filters of the $15 to $30 and such like that. Or you can do this manually by looking into each product itself and comparing it to our filters. So this you will need to do if you are doing it manually, which I always say, you know, is perfectly fine. Don't feel bad if you can't spend the money on Jungle Scout. But if you are doing this manually, make sure you do take notes when in the last video, and make sure that you write down all of the different filters and stuff like that, so you know where our criteria is. That way you can find the products and easily look at the product, figure out what it is. But if you are using Jungle Scout, it's going to kind of analyze it within seconds to a minute, and that product's going to tell you everything you need to know. Okay, so step 3, if you're using Jungle Scout, you'll need to copy and paste the key term into Amazon's search bar and then run the Chrome extension to make sure that the market is successful. If you're not utilizing Jungle Scout, you will need to copy and paste it into your search bar and analyze how the sales market is manually, as well as repeat the process on eBay. So there will be a video to follow this video showing how I do it manually. I won't be showing Jungle Scout just because it's very self-explanatory. There's little tutorials on it and everything. Jungle Scout will walk you through it, and it's pretty clear cut. But as for doing it manually, that's what people struggle with a little more, but it's the more popular route, especially for beginners. So I will be showing that in the next video. But anyway, so to get back on this topic, you will need to make sure you copy and paste that into both eBay and Amazon, and you are looking and seeing how the sales are doing, how it's producing, how it's selling, what it's selling for, and what the profit margin is, and reviews on that. So you will need to make sure that product has been thoroughly looked at to make sure it is going to actually make you money, because remember, we do not want to waste time using up our listings to do this, because we want to try and keep it in our free 50 listings. Alright guys, so that wraps up lesson 4, researching products part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this.